Hey guys, Nathanias here, and I actually wasn't planning on making a video about this, but I figured since today is the day, we might as well have a little bit of chat about the ladder revamp that went in place. So this is a little bit easier for me to show you because I just won a game, so we have some other stuff that I can show you guys that is really cool. The first thing, so I just won a game, right? As you guys can immediately see, the border portraits and stuff are very different. They redid all the icons, they redid everything, it looks super badass. And one of the other cool parts that came into it, and I'll just show you now from like when you play a game, you win or lose, you can also see some other really cool stuff. It shows you how close you are to getting promoted. Obviously, I can't be promoted because I'm in Master League, and in case you guys don't know, Grandmaster opens up 1 week after the season starts, so it's not possible to be promoted into Grandmaster League yet. But I played a game against an opponent who had a little bit more MMR than me. Now his MMR is barely lower than mine, so it was a pretty close, even match, and it's really cool because you can see the actual number now. So for example, I have 5,189 MMR, and you can see the change in that. In a higher league, this is super important to us because it's basically the way that we gauge how good we are, right? That's how we know as someone who, like, for example, I'm a top 200 player in NA. My ladder points don't really mean anything. It's all about your actual MMR. So the way that the interface is displayed, it's not crazy different. Obviously, the icon's different. You have tiers now. So if you've ever played a game like League of Legends, then you know there's that setup where you start in Bronze 5, you work your way up to get promoted to Bronze 4, 3, 2, 1. StarCraft 2 does the same thing now, except it is with tiers. So instead of being like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's just 3. So it's 3 tiers. As you can see, I'm Master League Tier 1. Points are still in the system, but for people that are as high ranked as me, it's not as big of a deal. But you guys can still use points to gauge division rank. But division rank doesn't really mean anything, since the most important cool thing for higher ranked players, if you guys don't know about this, and this is something you can all check out yourselves, it's fully publicly visible. Even though Grandmaster League is not open yet, as you can see, not yet ranked. The next ranking will happen. So basically, Grandmaster opens in 169 hours. It now tells you exactly when it opens. So there's this new thing called Contender. And this is basically everybody that's just outside of Grandmaster League. It's one of the new features of the ladder revamp, and it is awesome. So in the old days, you used to not be able to get into GM if there were only a few slots left because most of your ability to get promoted wasn't rated on your MMR being GM tier. It was your points versus other people who weren't in GM, because there were people in GM who had lower MMR than, say, you know, the top 20 people that weren't in GM. So basically now the people that are in bottom Grandmaster every single day will get kicked out, and the people in the top of Contender will get put in. And Contender is just a passive thing. It only exists as its own calculation of everybody's MMR. So because GM isn't open, this effectively is GM. If you wanted to see the top 200 MMR rated players, you would look here. Obviously, since the season started today, some players aren't listed here, like Neeb, who might have more MMR than True because he's been above True on ladder forever. But so you can see someone like True, rank 1 Grandmaster, is 6,268. So that's like over 1,000 points more than me. I like this because it gives you guys a better idea of like how much better some of these guys are than me. Like when I'm streaming and I say, guys, I can't beat True. Obviously, he's much better than me. Now you guys know how much better he is than me. And then you can look through this whole entire list. So we could see that going to top 50, you're about 5,400-ish MMR. And where I would be on this by around very close to 5,200 is right now I'm about rank, what, 129 in NA, which is pretty, it's pretty good still. Better than still most players. Obviously, I'm not a top GM. I've never been top GM, so this is right around where I've kind of been for the last year or 2 years, pretty much. But this is something that's just super cool because if you're in this Contender and you get up to the top of Contender, you will replace the bottom Grandmaster players. So it's been a long time coming. I hated the old ladder system. Now you get to see your actual MMR. You see everybody's rating. You can see that, you know, the variation between the very, very bottom at 5,041 to 6,268, which I love because it's always been hard to explain to you guys just how much better a top GM is than even a mid GM like me or a bottom GM like, you know, this guy. So obviously very excited to see how all of this stuff continues to flow together and all of this jazz. And of course, I guess some people play Archon mode. not a lot of people do. But that's pretty much it. When you look at your profile, you can see your division is normal. Everything's super, super normal. So if you're a lower league player and you don't really care about your MMR, then you can still use this to gauge your overall progress. As you guys saw on the score screen, I don't think I can actually see it in match history, but as you guys saw on the score screen, now it doesn't show up here, it showed you your progress towards your next level. So if you're someone who's looking for a promotion, you can actually see from all of those games that you play how far you are away from getting promoted. So it basically tells you right there, hey, if your progress is moving up bit by bit here, and you just win these 6-7 more games, you might be able to get that promotion. Obviously, you have to win those games in order, but yep, that's just some of the cool stuff that's hit with the latest patch. And the only other thing I'll throw in there is with this patch, they added 2 new portraits. Secret Admirer. Everybody has this. It's the community voted portrait for 2016. And if you play 50 games of unranked or ranked ladder, unranked or ranked, you get a portrait that is literally a ladder. So get on the ladder, literally get on it and get a ladder. Not a real literal ladder, but like a fake digital ladder. Anyway, that's been the ladder revamp. Quick skim overview. I probably missed some stuff, but come on. I showed you everything you really needed to see. Thank you guys.